What's this?
Now, where's the logic in that? Probably the dumbest decision Bill Murray has ever made, which is perfect because today I'm talking about the top 10 worst movie decisions of all time. Who doesn't like talking about dumb decisions? What's up YouTube, I'm your host Joss and welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. While you're here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hang out with me until the end of the video where I will respond to some comments. For now, let's jump into the good stuff. Raise your hand if you've ever made a dumb decision. Guilty, I totally have. I'm sure we all have. So let's have some fun and talk about the ones we've seen in some of our favorite movies. Here's the top 10 worst movie decisions of all time. Starting off our list at number 10 is Saw, the ever so famous scene that left the audience in complete shock and also disgust. I literally almost puked while watching this scene. In the movie, we watch the character Lawrence suffer from various tortures at the hands of the Jigsaw killer. When you think he's had enough, he's left with a horrible choice, to saw off his ankle or not. You see, he's chained around the ankle by shackles, and he's trying to get to the ringing cell phone that has his wife, daughter, and police force waiting on the other line to save everybody. But in order to reach it, it would mean he would have to saw off his own foot to free himself from the shackles. The thing that makes this choice so dumb is that the phone is incredibly close to his hand when he reaches for it. So really, he doesn't have much more to go until he could actually reach the phone. Oh, and Lawrence is a doctor. Like, surely you could come up with a few other options to try before sawing off your foot. Like take off your shirt and use it as a lasso, or use the hacksaw to hook the phone, or even ask the other prisoner dude to throw something to knock the phone just a few inches closer to his hand. Guys, I'm not kidding, the phone is literally like 2 inches away. But yeah, let's saw off our ankle. Coming in at number 9 is from the movie The Dark Knight Rises. Now before you get all defensive and start jumping down my throat, just know that I love this movie. I never noticed this poor movie decision, but now that I have, I can kind of agree with it. The dumb decision is when Commissioner Gordon finds out that Bane is hiding in the sewers, he decides to send Gotham's entire police force into the tunnels to smoke the big guy out. And of course, they all get blown to pieces. Shocker. Why did this happen? Because it was a dumb decision. I mean, realistically, why would you ever send your entire police force down there, leaving the rest of the city without any protection? They could have gathered a small team of SWAT dudes to head down there and scope it out first. They knew that if anything were to happen, the entire city would have no police force at that point to defend them. Yet they made the dumb decision to take that risk. It just doesn't seem realistic to me. And at number 8, we have one from the movie Cloverfield, the science fiction thriller that came out in 2008. The movie follows the story of a group of New Yorkers who are simply enjoying a going away party. Little do they know it would be one of the most terrifying night of their lives. A creature the size of a skyscraper descends upon the city, killing pretty much everything in its sight. The friends use a handheld video camera to record their struggle as they try to survive the nightmare. The story is great and so is the movie, but there is one obvious dumb decision that definitely did not need to be in this movie. In one of the scenes where the monster is attacking the city, we see a chopper fly directly into the path of the giant monster. Not to mention, this was the last chopper flying out of New York City. How ironic. The helicopter is of course swatted out of the sky, go figure. How hard would it have been to fly in the other direction? You know, away from the thing completely destroying the city? Who cares if your flight takes a little detour? Sliding into number 7, we have a dumb decision from the movie Zombieland. This 2009 science fiction adventure made zombie fans' dreams come true. The movie follows the story of the world's surviving humans after a virus turns the majority of the population into zombies. We see the ongoing battle between the survivors and the dead. They hear that there's a safe haven in Los Angeles, so they try to make their way there using all their survival rules and zombie killing strategies that they know. Along the way, they run into the legendary Bill Murray, who survived the apocalypse by faking it. Congratulations. But what on earth made him think it would be fun to scare a survivor who's already on edge and carries a gun? Yup, Bill Murray dresses up like a zombie and thinks it's a funny prank to scare one of the survivors, who ends up just shooting him as a natural instinct. And rightfully so. I know I can't be the only one who agrees that this was dumb. At number 6 we have one from the movie The Lost World Jurassic Park. The dumb decision in this movie was made by characters Nick and Sarah. Although it was sweet that they felt sorry for the baby T-Rex with the broken leg, it was an extremely dumb decision to bring the dino back to the camp to make it better. Because they didn't make anything better, in fact they made everything a lot worse. They forgot to think about the mama T-Rex who was on the hunt for her youngin', who ends up finding it and eats lots of people in the process. Like, you could have just let the thing be. I know that's hard because it's a baby T-Rex and some people have hearts, but if you insist on helping it, then don't put everyone else's life in danger based on your dumb decision. Sorry, but the truth is harsh sometimes. Taking the number 5 spot is a dumb decision from the movie Iron Man 3. We all have that one friend who is a little hot-headed and will start beef with someone they probably shouldn't. Well, that's where Tony Stark comes in, or should I say Iron Man. The dumb decision was made while Tony Stark wasn't Iron Man but was in fact himself, acting super tough as he called out the terrorist Mandarin. He announces on camera that he wants a one-on-one battle with the terrorist, as most hotheads say. But he goes on to give out his home address, not only to the terrorists but also the entire public community during a news press interview. Everyone knows you don't give out your home address. You would have looked just as tough, Tony Stark, if you would have just named a neutral playing ground. You know, a local park at midnight, the middle of the desert, anything but your home address. And at number 4 we have one from the movie 28 Weeks Later. Love is a beautiful thing, right? I guess people weren't lying when they said that love makes people do stupid things, and this dumb decision is a fine example of that. In the movie 28 Weeks Later, a massive virus outbreak happens in Britain. We see the struggle of a husband and wife, Dawn and Alice, as they get separated during the outbreak along with their 2 children. We see Alice get attacked by one of the infected, which ends up making her infected with the deadly virus. Dawn, being very aware of his infected wife, decides to have a nice long kiss with her after seeing her again. Romantic to some, stupid to most. No doctor would ever advise you to kiss someone with a deadly disease. So evidently he quickly becomes infected soon after the kiss and then turns into an uncontrollable monster who bites his wife's throat and gouges her eyes out, eventually killing her. If only he would have just had more self-control and kept his lips to himself. Romance isn't everything after all. Sliding into the number 3 spot we have a decision from the movie Deep Blue Sea. This one is more of a decision that was made when creating the movie. The movie takes place on an island research facility where Dr. Susan tries to harvest the brain tissue of DNA-altered shark as a possible cure for Alzheimer's disease. With the amount of intelligence a doctor must have, you would think that they would pick a more reasonable and realistic location to conduct the studies. Why would they pick an easily floodable abandoned submarine base in the middle of the ocean, completely isolated from civilization? Yeah, that seems like a safe space to do experiments on killer sharks. A lab with lots of dry land around it might have been a more sensible place to experiment on things with lots of flesh-tearing teeth and angry behaviors. In our number 2 spot is one from the movie It Follows. When the director of the film admits that something in his own film is, and I quote, "the stupidest plan ever," you know you're in for a real treat. The movie follows a group of teenagers who are trying to escape from the It, which is a curse that gets passed from victim to victim. Apparently the kids decide the best way to defeat it is to electrocute it in the pool. Okay, maybe it's not the worst idea I've ever heard, but it all goes horribly wrong when It starts throwing things at Jay, one of the teens. The whole thing becomes a huge mess and ends up with It seemingly dead in the pool, but if you watch the movie you know that It can never really die. So is it really worth risking your life electrocuting the pool you're in? I'm gonna say a hard no. Alright guys, in our number 1 spot is from the movie A Quiet Place. Now this one is a hard one for me because I actually really like this movie. The acting was so well done and I loved the unique storyline. But when you start to deconstruct parts of the story, some things just don't make much sense. If you haven't seen it, the movie follows a family who are living in a dystopian world where creatures attack you if they hear you. They literally can't make any noise at all. They learn the hard way when their youngest son was killed by one of the creatures for making noise. The whole movie had me holding my breath, trying not to breathe because I felt that I had to be quiet too. One of the most gut-wrenching scenes is when Evelyn, the wife and mother, is delivering her baby in the bathtub with one of the creatures almost next to her. Imagine giving birth to a child without making any sound. It's literally impossible. As it was one of the most intense scenes to watch, it doesn't quite add up. In order for Evelyn to be pregnant, it means that her and her husband Lee would have had to have sex, which isn't always a quiet activity, but whatever, I guess they magically survived that. But why on earth would they not use protection? Is it really a smart choice to bring a screaming, crying baby into a world where you can't make any sound? Seems like a dumb decision to me, and also some really bad parenting. Okay guys, there's our list of bad movie decisions. I'm sure we've all made some pretty bad decisions, so I think we can forgive these ones. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this list, but for now let's check out some comments from previous videos. Snugs Not Drugs Perez says, she must be from up north based on how she says the word about and out. Science with Idiot says, is it just me or is she being biased? I definitely am. Juan Davila says, great time to be alive, so many great movies to watch. Man, this is so true, praise hands to that. Maverick Mass says, love scary movies, I have a friend that screams like a little girl. We love to invite him to watch those movies, lol we are evil. I'm not sure what's more evil, inviting him to watch them or announcing to the world that he screams like a little girl. Alright guys, I'm out of here, give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you next time.